Okay, so let's try this one, 7.3, doing the log laws. So using our two rules, so found in your formula sheet 2. If you subtract them, you divide what's inside the logs. If you add logs, you times what's inside the logs. Then ask me to evaluate. So I want to do both those things. I want to get that a single expression, right? Simplify them down, and then I want to evaluate. So simplify. So I'm going to combine these two things together, and I'm going to get 120 because I'm minusing here. I'm going to divide what's inside those two. Let's get 120 divided by 15. Okay, because I'm a little bit too lazy about trying to do mental math at this point, I'm just going to go 120 divided by 15. I get 8. So I'm going to go log 8, log base 2 of 8 is equal to question mark, right? So you can plug this in your calculator, or you can think about logically. This would be 2 to the power of question mark, so putting the exponential form is equal to 8. So what number would I have to put in that exponent to make sure this is equal to 8? So this is probably going to be equal to 3. Okay. Otherwise, you could just plug in your calculator, log base 2 of 8, or even log 8 divided by log 2. So I could just do that in my calculator right now. Log 8 divided by log 2, and I get a 3. Pretty cool. Okay. Here I got a plus sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply what's inside the bracket. So 4 times 1 over 20, which ends up being 1/5, I believe, right? Yeah, 1/5. So log base 5 of 1/5. That's in parentheses there. So I could find this out by going log 1/5 divided by log base 5. And I'm probably going to get -1. That's my guess on this one. Yep. So I get -1 if I do the math there. And the reason behind that, you think 5 to the question mark is equal to 1 over 5. But remember that 1 over 5 is the same as going 5 to the power of -1. So my question mark is going to equal to -1 there. That's a little bit trickier. Forget about your exponent rules. This one here, I'm going to divide. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take 6 divided by 54. I'm going to simplify that down. What's 6 divided by 54? Math, enter. 1 over 9. Okay. Now we can do the same thing. 3 to the question mark is equal to 1 over 9. Remember, 9 is 3 squared, and it's upside down. So it's going to be 3 to the -2. So that question mark is equal to -2. But again, you could just do it the same way we did before up there. Here, I'm going to combine all of these together. They're all pluses. So because they're all pluses, I don't have to really worry about order here. I just have to go 14 times 1 over 2 times 1 over 7, which is 1. So log of 1. This is one of my identities. I don't have to type in my calculator. This ends up being 0. But if you want to double check, any log to the power of 1, or any log of 1 is always going to be 0. Okay? It's just something that I know, but you can also just plug in your calculator. There's also a couple of ways to figure that out too. If I put a little question mark there, might as well add some time here. 7 to the question mark is equal to 1. So what number could I put in the exponent? Well, anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. So 0 is going to be my answer there. Okay. I got a bunch of minuses here, so you got to watch out. And plus, I got some 2s. I got some coefficients here. So these are not supposed to be here, right? Well, they could be there, but they're not really, they don't make it simple. Like are all rules don't like coefficients. So I got to move those coefficients up first. So remember the rule is that if there's coefficient in front, I can bring that up, and it could be the exponent over here. So I'm going to go log base 3 of 6 squared minus a log base root 3. That's kind of a weird base, but 2 squared minus log base 3 of 1 to the power of 5. Okay, so 2 squared is 36. I'm just going to write down some of these simplified down here. sorry, 6 squared is 36. 2 squared is 4. And 1 to the power of 5 is 1. Okay. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. It's just a bunch of ones. So 1. Okay. So I'm going to go in order. 36 divided by 4. Okay. And then I'm going to go, once I get 36 divided by 4, what's 36 divided by 4? 8? Is that right? Yeah. Oh, I was wrong. 9. 32 divided by 4. So this is going to be 9. Then I got to log base 3 of 1. And then I'm going to divide by 1, which is not going to change the 9, so that's okay. So I get 9 again. So 9 divided by 1. Okay, the goal is still to evaluate this. I want to know what this is equal to. This is going to be a little bit tricky to figure out what it's equal to. I could just plug in my calculator, but I'm going to look and see if I could try this mentally. So 3 to the power of some question mark is equal to 9. So what number would I have to put here to get this to be 9? I think I'd have to put a 4 there. So I need this side, because this is going to be 3 squared. Right now, I have 3 to the half to the question mark. Remember, the square root is the same as this kind of exponent. So I would have a half times a question mark has to be equal to 2. Yeah, so this would be 4. But again, you could just plug that in your calculator, get the answer. I'm fine with that. There's a plus sign here, so we are going to multiply our 2 numbers that are inside those logs. Keep the base 2. Not going to do anything with the base 2. So 1 over 12 times 3 over 8. And in the brackets here, a fraction. So I got 1 over 32. Now 2 to the something has to equal 1 over 32. 32 is 2 to the power of 5. I think we saw that in a previous worksheet. Yeah, 2 to the power of 5. If I can get this to work properly. Okay, it's upside down. So this is 2 to the power of negative 5. So the question mark here is equal to negative 5. And again, you could just plug in your calculator. You can just go log 1 over 32 divided by log 2. Or type exactly what it says in your calculator if you have the log base button. So it should work out. Okay, so these ones here, I just want to combine these into a single log. So what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to go into order. So log base 6, I'm going to multiply the g and the h together. And then I'm going to have log base 6 with the g, the h together, and then I'm going to divide by j. There we go. Not too bad for that one. Here I got a 3 in the front, so I'm going to move that 3. Make that an exponent. I'm going to do the same thing with the half here, the whole half. So I'm going to start off by doing that first. I'm going to write them out. Okay, and then I got this one. This one doesn't have any exponents. And this one I can put as an exponent. It's p to the half. Okay, now I can do my rules. I minus these two, so I can combine them as a divide. And then I am adding these two, so I'm going to multiply these two. So log base 2, m to the 3, p to the half, divided by n. There you go. Okay, and I'll see you in the next video.